Good everybody. So I was watching the Colin Cowwood show, you know, um, and he was basically saying that the Giants and the Cowboys is going to be in a shootout. And he obviously ranted on, or not ranted, but he also said that Daniel Jones, isn't the problem. And he was basically showing statistics, saying like he's first in yardage completions. His touchdown interception ratio is, I think he threw like six touchdowns to like one interception. His yards is first. Like, I'm not a stat guy. I've never been a stat guy. I don't believe in stats. I think stats are just there to be pretty. You know, consistency in production. Is where I lay. You know, is my stepping stone. Like, if you're consistent at one thing for a decade and a half, or if production, if you productive, or if your production is higher than it was last year, then okay, you know. I think analytics and stats is just there to, mess with your heads and saying, oh, this person is first in everything. Like, but that doesn't show it in the paper. That doesn't show it on the field. If that was the case, the Giants would have been 3-1. You know, like if that was the case, the Giants would have been 3-1 and not 1-3. So obviously something is not working. The first two games, Daniel Jones. I mean, I'm not gonna get into details, but the Giants. That's the thing. The Giants cannot get into a shootout with Dallas Cowboys. They just can't. They don't have the personnel to keep on scoring points. Every time they get inside the 20, they shrink, and then they start settling field goals and not touchdowns. They need to punch it in. Now, can this game be a track meet? Yeah. You know, can we see? You know, okay, F the defense. If the Cowboys can't stop the Giants on offense, and the Cowboys can't stop the Giants can't stop the Cowboys on offense, and the Cowboys can't stop the Giants on defense, then it's going to be a shootout. It's going to be 7-7, 21-21. No, it's going to be 7-7, 14-14, 21-21, 28-28, and it might probably go up in the 40s. Who knows? But I don't think it's going to go that route. I think the Cowboys are going to play like how they always play, dominate control of the time possession, and they're going to beat them. They're going to beat the Giants systematically. And yes, I am a Giants fan, but I know how good of a team Dallas is. If he was facing a team like the Falcons, which obviously we should have won that game. I don't know how the hell we lost. But it is what it is. Now, can I see the Giants coming into this game and wowing and surprising everyone? Like, wow, like nobody expected the Giants to beat this, or nobody expected the Giants to win this game, and then they come out, guns blazing, just throwing everything at the Cowboys, plus the kitchen sink. Yeah, but knowing how the Giants been playing, you can't just take that one game that they won against the Saints, because that game was more of a gimme game. I think the Saints wanted it, but they didn't want it as much as the Giants did. And the Giants couldn't afford to go down 0-4. So for the simple fact that the Jaguars might probably have the number one pick in their draft again, seeing if they don't lose, or if they don't win against the Titans, because the Titans lost to the Jets. So I'm pretty sure like the Titans are licking their chops right now and saying, oh yeah, we might probably, score 50 points, So, it is what it is. You look at what the Bills put up against the Texans. They put up like 40 plus points. So the Titans might probably put up 40 points on the Jaguars, or the Jaguars might get their first win of the season. But back to the. I know I got off track, but my bad. But yeah, man. For this Giants team to work, for this Giants team to win, Daniel Jones, not Daniel Jones, but Saquon Barkley got to get the overall. The Giants have to get their running game going. That's the only way I can see this Giants team slightly keeping it close. Because you can't ask Daniel Jones to drop it 30, to throw it 35 to 40 times. That's not a winning recipe. That's a disaster. Like, freaking, like, you could get your quarterback crushed. Because if all you doing is slants and vertical routes down the field, that defense is gonna key in on that deep on the offense so fast. Because the Dallas Cowboys play fast and they play physical. You know, I mean they don't settle for that cheap defense that the Giants been having in the past couple of games. Even though against the Saints, they showed a different defense. They didn't show that vanilla, cover two defense. They showed a different defense. Now, if they can bring that defense into this game, it might be close. But like you just never know what you're gonna get from the Giants. They might be good one day and then completely like, oh my God, like y'all forgot how to tackle, y'all forgot how to execute. I mean, y'all could be seeing a whole different Giants this Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just how the Giants are. The Giants are inconsistent. Daniel Jones is inconsistent. Even though I'll give Daniel Jones credit, he did, you know, he did march down the field, and he did put his team in a position to score. You know, but Jones is just too inconsistent for me. With Eli, I never got that. I never got when every time the Dallas Cowboys play the Giants or the Giants go into Jerry's world, you know, and play. I already know Eli Manning is going to give it his all and his best. I don't know about Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones have more success playing against the Washington football team than he does the Dallas Cowboys. He tends to struggle against the Dallas Cowboys, if you notice that. So I mean every time, like, if the Giants was playing the Washington football team 17 games, then the Giants would have probably gone undefeated. Because every time the Giants play Washington football team, Daniel Jones always have his best days, and Eli too. Eli always had his best days against the against the Washington Redskins at the time. But, the Eagles and the Cowboys were the only two teams, especially the Eagles. The Eagles has always been a thorn to our side, and the Cowboys have always been giving us trouble, but they always kept it close. You know what I'm saying? So I expect the unexpected from the Giants, but no, this game will not end in a shootout whatsoever. The Giants just don't have the personnel. Sterling Shepard is still out. Kadarius Slayton is still out. So, and Board, I believe Board went down with a shoulder injury. So I don't know what's his available status for this game. So unless they bring somebody from the practice squad, but yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good, you know. And that's why I say that the Giants have to establish the running game. They have to establish the running game, because if they don't, you're gonna put Daniel Jones in an awkward position to just throw. Because if your offensive line can't run the ball, open holes, that's gonna set Saquon Barkley back. Because Saquon is not that running back to go, north. He like to go left to right. You know what I'm saying? Like he like to bounce it outside so much. You know, but that's just that's just his style of playing. You know, different running backs. It don't matter. They could run between the tackles. They can run outside. They can run around you, through you. You know, it's just the different backs that we have. This generation. You look at the Reggie Bushes, the Frank Gores, the APs. Like those are like one in a generation type of running backs. You know, but the way Saquon Barkley runs, he runs confusingly. I mean, I'm not saying that he's afraid to get dirty or get that run between the tackles, but most of his runs that he just bounces his outside too much. And two things can come from that. Either you can lose yards, or the defensive end can quickly get penetration towards you. Because you're running, you know, outside. So either the defensive end or the outside linebacker could get leverage and, you know, stop you. And the Dallas Cowboys are very good against the run. They have a very great defense. I'm not gonna say it's solid A plus, but it's solid. So I expect this game to come down. This is gonna be more of a trap game. And what I mean by trap game, I mean that the team that has the ball last, obviously, and the team who makes the fewest mistakes. The team who makes the fewest mistakes will win this game. Like if Daniel Jones come into the game and he throws like a career high 5 or 4 picks, and the Dallas Cowboys are up like 28, 31 to like 10, then you know everybody's going to start bashing Daniel Jones again. Oh, he's still inconsistent, this and that. But if Dak Prescott goes out there and have his revenge tour, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the same exact, well, not the same exact game, but that's his same exact spot and place that he broke his leg the last time. And that game was fairly close. I believe the Dallas Cowboy was driving to win that game until he, obviously broke his leg and Andy Dalton had to come in. But, I mean, I did say that Daniel Jones might probably get hurt in this game. I'm not backing off my, prophecy on that because, what goes around comes around. And, I know the Giants never meant to hurt Dak. I think it was just a freakish accident. But, you never know. I do believe in karma. I do believe in, I just do believe in that. So, I don't know, that game just kind of screams like something bad is going to happen, you know? And then Daniel Jones might probably be out for the year, and Mike Glennon is probably going to take over and do decent, do a decent job, but just not as decent as Daniel Jones. And Daniel Jones might probably be in IR, and you know what I'm saying, the Giants might probably go down the drain from there. So hopefully that don't come true. But if it does, then I'll be the first to say it. But I never wish injury upon nobody. It's just one of those dreams that you have. You just have to let it out. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be a good game. But like I said, the Giants, if the Giants have any punching chance, they have to establish a running game. Barkley has to get at least 20 to 30 yards per pop. He can't be having those. He can't be having these 5 gains here, 10 gains here. No, he has to have more of those 30 to 20 pops like he had against the Saints. Because if that happens, that's going to open up the passing game. And, I mean, obviously, people are going to, discredit, Evan Ingram. Oh, he's a bust. Oh, he can't catch this and that. Like, dude, he's a tight end. Why y'all crucifying him? He's a damn tight end. Like, come on. Like, he's the best option y'all got at tight end. He's the most fastest tight end y'all got. Rudolph and Simon, whatever his name is, Simons, they're not fast. Penny, he's not like, I know they sometimes use Penny as a tight end as well, but he's not fast. So Evan Ingram is his fastest tight end y'all got. So if he goes somewhere else, let's say he goes to Miami and balls out, have the most outstanding performance in a long time, y'all gonna say, oh, where was that? Where was that when he was with the Giants? Maybe he doesn't. Maybe his personality and the Giants don't mix. You know, maybe he's more of a Southern guy. You know, because he did come out of Ole Miss, and if memory serves me correctly, Ole Miss is in the Southern region. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where Ole Miss is located, by the way, but all I know is it's in the Southern region. So maybe if you do put him in a Tampa Bay offense or in the Miami Dolphins offense, he might probably flourish. He might probably be having one of those big gigantic seasons that nobody ever thought of. But since he's in New York, I just don't think that he meshes well with the Giants. I think the way the Giants are using him isn't the way that the Dolphins might use him or the Bucks might use him. You know, like we never see the Giants utilize him in anything except for just, going down the middle and catching the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not his game, you know? So like in order for in order for Evan Ingram to flourish, the Giants have to use him the same way that they used Odell Beckham Jr. when he was here. The same way, the way that the Giants are using Kadarius Toney is the same way they got to use Evan Ingram. Line him up, put him in space. You know what I'm saying? Put him in one-on-one situations and let him do his thing. You can't utilize him as a tight end because he's not a tight end. He's more of a hybrid. He's more of a wide receiver slash tight end. So you got to know how to use him. Like I'm just sick and tired of Giants fans bashing him. For what? Well, like y'all never bashed Jeremy Shockey. Y'all never bashed Kevin Boss. So why y'all bashing Evan Ingram? Because he drops the ball too much? Maybe if he wasn't using gloves, he'll probably catch the ball more. Maybe sometimes, those synthetic gloves, you know, maybe those don't necessarily do the trick. Because I have one of those gloves too, and it's very hard to open your hands in them too. You don't even open your hands all the way in those gloves, So maybe if he wasn't using gloves, then maybe, but, obviously, I mean, I saw a lot of nasty injuries with people without wearing gloves. You know what I'm saying? Like most of it's like you see, hold on. See, like this is number thumb, right? Look at my thumb. It's cracked back. See, a thumb can't do that. No thumb can do that. So, I mean, from experience, yeah, it's not easy playing with gloves, any gloves, latex or whatever, because as soon as you put water on them, they're done. They're just done. Like, why do you think Odell has success with that one-handed catch? Because of the gloves. If he would have done it with bare hands, he would have scraped his damn skin. Because the rotation of the ball going that fast and him, like, but anyways, man, but hopefully, Ingram can have a big game. Probably he might have one of those 3 touchdowns type of game, to make for that fumble that he did in with the Saints. But it's gonna be a fun game. Hopefully they televise it because I know there's probably gonna be like 3 more games that's gonna be on prime time. So hopefully that isn't the case. If they do show it, then I'll probably go live in the fourth quarter because I don't necessarily care about the first, third quarter, second, third. Fourth quarter is where it's at. So obviously, yeah. So like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.